Hi friends, and welcome back to Max Electronics. In today's video we will be making some light project with LEDs. I have got this enclosures. They're metal, they're heavy. That used to be a security camera from back in the day. I think they made them in like 2010 probably. It's just an enclosure, so all the guts are missing. I do have a glass somewhere that goes up here, screws up, so it's watertight. It's big. It's probably where's the ruler? Let's have a look. It is nearly 11 centimeters, almost 11, in diameter. It's got vents in the bottom. It does have an insert where you're supposed to have the fan and control PCB and then the infrared light and all of that. I've got the back for it as well, all waterproof, and I've got 4 of them, so I thought, what can I do with that enclosure? And I thought I will make a LED light, full color addressable LED light. So I've designed a circuit board that inserts, by the way, into there somewhere. Yeah, just need to remove this. I was measuring it up. So I've designed a circuit board, and there are 2 parts. One is the LED display and the second one is the driver. So here is the driver, proudly provided by PCBWay. They're making an amazing boards. Double-sided, so this is an experimental. It's got the PT standard LED drivers, and because I'm using 9-watt high-power LEDs for 6 of them, I decided to do it in blocks. So you can see there's block 1 for each color. So each one of those blocks drives 2 LEDs, 1 color. So we've got enough blocks here. Some circuitry, and I've designed it universal. So this one is designed to work with WS2811 chip that goes in the back right here, and that's the drivers themselves. So that's open tracks for higher current. The WS2811 and 2812B slightly different, and the difference is that the colors are a bit mixed up. So if you're controlling with the same controller, you might turn red on and you'll have a LED strip glowing red, but the chip controllers will be glowing green. And I've designed that you can change that here with those blocks. So you can see it says red, green, blue, well, red, blue, green. And there is a jumper, which is just a 12060 ohm link, and you can choose the color. So this is the blue light, the green one, and the red for the LEDs. And here are blue, green, red that you can choose. So the ones that are circled, blue, obviously you put a jumper here, green is here, and red is here. But if you say turn it on and it lights up other way around, you can desolder, like say green and red are mixed up. You can remove the link from here and put it onto green, and remove the link from here and put it onto red, and that'll switch the colors around. Also, I've designed that can be universal if you're using DMX controller with a common positive, or say that remote controller that comes from China, common negative. Oh, actually that's common positive, and DMX say common negative. You can leave the WS2811 circuitry off the board, and you can use this. So this is common positive, so common positive and 3 negatives for red, green, and blue. And this one is opposite, common negative and 3 positives for red, green, and blue. So it's very universal board, and it's very good. That's 2 LED drivers right here, the vents for the fan. So that's pretty much it. Now let's have a look at the LED part itself, which is amazing. This is an aluminium board from PCBWay. It looks really good, and it's thick aluminium. So I've designed it. The 2 bottom holes are going to be held by this sliding plate. Let me just grab it. So that's going to screw onto here, and that's going to be the face, and the board is going to be screwing onto here like so, and the fan's going to be under there, and that's for the fan to blow across. And the other 4 holes is for the heatsink, so we can add our own heatsink here and add another fan. and there is a facility to put two 12-volt fans onto here as well. So fan LED and fan case. That's it. So let me get the hot plate ready so we can solder the aluminium part, because I do need a hot plate for that. And while I'm getting that set up, let's have a quick word from my sponsor who provided those amazing boards.
This video is sponsored by PCBWay. PCBWay is the leading manufacturer of high-quality multi-layer circuit boards with unbeatable prices. Simply upload the zip file with your project directly to the website, select your preferences, preview your board, select the postage and get an instant quote. Now you're just one click away from getting your project completed. PCBWay also offers a range of services such as PCB assembly, CNC milling, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication and injection molding. Your project will be manufactured by highly trained professionals with a state-of-the-art equipment and delivered to you in no time with safely packed and vacuum-sealed packaging. Prototype the easy way with PCBWay. Quality, integrity, reliability.
I've got the hot plate out and the board is ready, so I'm going to apply some solder paste by hand. I didn't get a stencil for this one because there is no point, the contacts are large, so I'm just going to apply that off camera. Just, squeeze it out and do it everywhere. There's also a little LED right here. That little LED is orange and it's going to be very dull. It's just to indicate that the panel is on, because there's nowhere else on the enclosure. And also I'm going to put a little dots of thermal paste just in the center, not too much, just a slight dots, just enough. It's flat enough, so tiniest little dots is fine. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to put the header. I've got everything ready. I've got those LEDs. I'm going to put them on top and then we'll turn the hot plate on. That's by the way, those 9-watt LEDs. You can see the chips are quite big there. Yeah. So I'm going to do all that and then I'll zoom in. I'll show you before we turn the hot plate on. So this is everything placed in place. As you can see, there's a little tiny orange LED in here. There is a header, and I don't know, maybe I will have to go with a soldering iron over the header and just, add just so it's, so it's more stiff, I guess. All the LEDs are placed. You can see the chips, how big the chips are inside. I'll see if I can if I shade the light, you can see those big chips in there. So I'm going to turn the hot plate on and we'll see how it cooks. The board is cooled down and it is ready for the reflectors, which are those things that are available from AliExpress. They come as two parts. This one snaps onto the LEDs and then that snaps on top. They're very tight fit, so well, this one went on pretty well. They can be glued in, but I'm not going to glue it in. I'll just leave them in, and then the top pops in. I probably should have checked the LEDs first. And they sit there firmly. There we go. You can get a bigger ones. I do have some bigger ones, but they're not beaded. They just, I don't know where they are, but they just normal reflectors. So the projection would be actually not mixed colors. You'll see a bit of red, a bit of green there, but with those ones, with the beaded reflectors, they're more of the consistent color. So I'll put those on, and then we'll move on to the next part, which is the circuit board that drives those LEDs. There we go, the reflectors are in, and now we're just going to do a quick test on them to make sure they all work. So we've got, that's the LED on the side there, then we've got blue, green, red, then we've inverted red, green, blue, and then inverted again, blue, red, green. So they all working. Great, now let's move on to this board. Before we do, let's check out the schematic. And it's very simple schematic. So that's the part we've just assembled here. We've got our WS2811 driver right here, and the 3 transistors with a pull up and pull down resistors or whatnot. That's the selector resistors. So I'm thinking actually it doesn't need to have a 100 ohm resistor there. It can be just jumper. And I don't know, I haven't measured, but I thought this SMD headers, if they fit, which they probably won't, but if they fit, maybe I can place them instead of a resistors on the board here. Where are they? They're probably not going to fit. I'll check, but or they may just fit and just put, you know, 3 headers here, 3 headers here, and three here, and then you can use a jumper to select the color. Yeah, but anyways, moving on to this side, we've got our power supply here, which is data in, data out, and a little fuse, power supplies, just the standard stuff. And then we've got our sections of red, green, blue colors with that's a red section, that's green, and that's blue for all the LEDs. And that's pretty much just each of the drivers for 2 LEDs. So one of those drives one color of 2 LEDs. So for example, that would be on 2 reds, 2 greens, 2 blues, and then that repeats. Very simple stuff. So let's start assembling this circuit board. Now that everything is soldered, let's just put the fuse in and solder all the through-hole components. So there goes the fuse. And I got all the through-hole components ready here, so I'm going to put them in and we'll come back to the board. The board is now fully ready and ready for testing. I've got my trusty BC, whatever that module is, the addressable controller, connected to it. I've soldered the ground and the data in. I've got, well, I haven't got any power on it yet. I don't have any ribbon cables that is 20 pins, so I'm using the 36 pin one at the moment, so that's why it's slightly off, as you can see, but that fits, it works. So that's connected. Actually, I'll probably go this way so we can see the orange LED there. Yeah, that makes it visible. Let's plug that in. It's a bit overshooting, but that's all right. And I've got a little fan here with a heatsink as well. So we'll plug the fan in too, because that is gonna get quite warm. All right, so let's power the controller. Okay, I've set that to black, so let's apply some power and see what happens. That was a big flash, so we can see the orange LED is on, and the fan is nicely and slowly, so it's not loud, it's just, that's the reason for those diodes, it's just nicely pushing the air through. You can feel the blow. So let's try it on. It's probably going to blind the camera, so maybe I should do it on the angle. That's a good idea. Okay, let's go for, unlock it. Let's go for red. Oh yeah, that's very bright. Green, blue, yellow, purple, cyan, white. It is consuming 4 amps at the moment on white. It is very, very, very bright. You can see it's swamping everything out. And it's working well. The board is getting slightly warm, but you can see I can hold it well. That's not a problem. It is a very, very bright light. So if we go from, say, this, and then I'll go to you can see by the exposure, it's super bright. Yeah, you can feel the heat from that too, actually. So that's working well. Okay, let's try putting it inside of the enclosure and see what it looks like. I've added the electronics into the enclosure, and it looks pretty cool. The fans are a little bit more noisy now because it's an enclosure, but here we go. That's, by the way, the fan of the power supply, not this. But that's pretty bright light, and yeah. It's working just fine. It's dimming and that's what it looks like if I take it out of the enclosure. Again, that's temporary ribbon cable, so I'll get a proper one and install that. So the light looks good. Alright, I'm going to assemble it properly with the glass and the cable. And this is what the light looks like fully assembled. I'm thinking of maybe repainting it, raising this and getting it with a ColourBond color, which is, ColourBond is a fencing in Australia, so it'll match that. And add this onto a fence, maybe lighting up a house. So unfortunately I still haven't got the glass yet. I thought I already had the glass built into those frames, but no, I'll have to get that custom cut. It did have a glass, but I think it had one of those, that separates infrared from the inside camera kind of type of glasses. I've also decided to add non-beaded lens in here, so it'll give it some sort of an effect, where it'll separate the colors. So it'll be mixed colors, and then some of it'll be separate. It'll be a nice effect. At the back we have just the two holes which will be fitted with the grommets that would be suitable for the cable I'll put through. It's all waterproofed. It's got rubbers underneath there, and yeah, that's the light. So I can actually use those to interconnect. So say the data and power will come into this one, they'll come out of that one and go to the next light over until the end, and at the end I can just put a just a dead end kind of grommet seal, or continue on without the lights. Haven't decided yet, but yeah, that's the project. So that's how I used those old camera enclosures, which is a metal. It's fully metallic, so they're good, into turning it into the light. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I've got more projects coming up. I'll give you a very quick sneak peek what it is, and that's it here. So stay tuned for the next project. My name is Max. I will see you next time. Bye.